So as you've probably gathered from a lot of previous videos, I have a decent relationship going with AutoGlim. And when I bought the Senator, they sent me a message saying, congrats on the car, what do you need to stock back up your inventory of AutoGlim stuff? So I haven't opened this. As you can see, they're still sealed. And they sent a whole heap of stuff. So one of these pump action guns, you go 1.5 litre. That'll be very, very handy, to be honest. Another wash mitt. You can never have too many of those. Now if you remember, they brought out this all-purpose cleaner recently and actually did a video on this product. I think I was using it to clean the Subaru, and it's really, really good. And I use it all very, very quickly. So I said, can you please send me some more, because I've run out. So one of those, and these are big bottles. These are 1 litre. Another 1 litre, so 2 of those. And then in this one's heavy. So AutoGlim's own squeegee. So it's actually used for like the outside of your glass after you finish washing the car to get all the water off. But they said it is also very good for cleaning windows, like inside and out. So just Windex with the squeegee. Alright, I'm going to have to read up about this one, multi-wash, but this is a big boy. This is a 5 litre. I don't know if this is car wash, like as in outside car wash. It's to remove traffic film, oil and grease with minimised environmental impact. Can be used on interior and exterior. So, suitable for use with hot and cold pressure. Okay, so it's a spray on, rinse off, sort of grime remover, like a pre-wash sort of thing. I'm assuming that's what this is for. Oh, their car wash. Now I've got a tiny little bottle of this, so they sent me a 2.5 and another 2.5, so 5 litres of AutoGlim car wash. Now what the hell is this? Ooh. So they saw in one of my previous videos the foam gun I was using to wash the car with the high pressure washer, and they said you need an AutoGlim one. I currently have a Karcher one, so if I can get this open. Oh, idiot. Alright, AutoGlim's making me look like an idiot here. There we go, there we go. There we go. So it's their own brand foam gun. Oof, it's got some weight to it. Pumped with that stuff. That's a lot of stuff. I'm actually really running out of room for like car cleaning products. I need like a AutoGlim. If you're watching this, I need an AutoGlim display like you have in Super Cheap Auto, like the big light up box with shelves, AutoGlim on the top. I will happily showcase that and all the products in my garage, no problems. And just think, if it lights up and it's big and all that stuff, you'll see it in the background all the time. Trust me, it's a very, very good investment. Send one my way. So believe it or not, I got caught in the rain in this thing the other day. Stupid me. So she's pretty dirty, not on purpose, that is for sure. I definitely try to never drive in the rain, but that's a good excuse to break out this stuff that I got from AutoGlim. So I got the Polar Wash in here with a 1:1 mix ratio in the new gun, and I got the Wash and Protect in the bucket over here, and we'll give this thing a bit of a lick. It's all fresh and clean again, just before I feel like it's about to rain. But look at that. And big thanks to AutoGlim for actually turning out to be a big supporter of this channel now, sending me stuff pretty much whenever I need it. So big thanks to them. This stuff never disappoints, and I will hopefully be using it for a very long time to come. Also decided to give this one a bit of a wash because I stupidly left it out with no cover on it, so needed a and of course he's playing in it while I'm washing it, but this one come up bloody good also. And this car will I'm 99% sure it's going to be up for sale soon after I fix a couple of things. So if anyone's interested in the Subaru, hit me up and I'll give you a sort of ballpark figure of what it's going to be. Back to the Senator action. Sorry for the long wait, but we are finally getting into doing something on the Senator, and this is something I've wanted to rectify since day one, and it's this. And I mentioned in a previous video that I wanted to lower the car and ask for opinions on the whole coilover / spring shock combo route. And there's one comment that really got what I was getting at, and I actually screenshot it, and it was modifying cars within their domestic aftermarket. That totally got what I was getting at. And I even screenshot it to reread it. So that's the route I've taken. So here in this lovely pile of parts, we have rear triple SLs. Now, I know some people are going to say that's too low, but hang on a minute. Front double SLs and all 4 Munro GT short stroke sport shocks. And the good thing about the fronts in these is they come as a full strut, so not just an insert where you got to pull the whole thing apart like the VN VL and slide the insert in, and I just couldn't be bothered. So this is definitely the better route. And for those playing at home, quickly, these are part numbers. Now the reason I went with triple SLs in the back, because I've actually been speaking to someone local that's been a really big help with this car, with parts and stuff like that, just because they know these cars very well. And he sent me a photo of a few different combos of springs he's had in his car, and it surprised me. Originally I was going to go with double SLs all round, but I saw a picture of double SLs in the back and I don't know, it just didn't sit right. So my thinking is get the triple SLs, and if it's too low, I can take it up with these. So these are the sort of spaces that sit on the top of the spring between the body. And you can buy lots of different sizes. So if it's too low, I can just raise it a little bit with a certain spacer size. So that's my way of thinking anyway. I'd rather it be too low and I can rectify it with that little thing than it be too high and I can't lower it. I got to get another set of springs. So hopefully it works out and it's not too low and it's still alright to drive, because I have to say it's a very comfy car to drive. I just the height kills me. Nah, can't have it. So today we are lowering the Senator, and I know videos like this sort of end up becoming sort of a reference down the line, because I know when I want to find something, I either Google it or jump on YouTube and have a look at other people's videos. So what I'm going to do is measure the stock height, and then I'm going to measure it after, so that if for reference there's someone that wants to go this exact spring and shock combo, I can tell you exactly how much it's going to lower it. So the back is 660 to the guard, and the front 640. So we'll see how much this stuff lowers it. And these are even the factory HSV rear ride control ears. They're actually a factory Munro, so there you go. And it has HSV right there. And if anybody knows, are these worth anything? Because there's nothing wrong with them, so if I can sell them, I will definitely sell them. So if anyone's interested in these factory HSV Munros for the rear, let me know. And as I learnt from when I lowered my VZ Ute 6-cylinder that I had, when I couldn't get the rear springs out and I cut them out like an idiot, IRS cars release the handbrake and the control arms and everything will drop heaps and you'll be able to get the spring out. So these are a stock spring, now they're loose, and with a pry bar you'll be able to get it over, or if you feel like it, ratchet strap it and you'll be able to just pull it out without cutting it, like I did in a previous car. Now I'm opting for the pry bar route. Easy as that. And that's it, everything out. Give it a nice clean in here with just some Auto Glim all-purpose cleaner. And as I'll show you along the way, because this is going to be a reference video, So this is a triple SL versus a factory HSV rear spring. Looks like about 1.5 inch difference. And I'm gonna throw this stuff in the ultrasonic. I'm just waiting for it to warm up. So while it warms up, I'll quickly smash out the other side and then we'll get to putting the stuff back in. Woohoo! Easy. And there we have it, the rear all done, tightened up, ready to put the wheel back on and drop it on the ground. Now, always have your riding facing outwards so everyone knows what you got. And this is the moment of truth, because the front I'm fine with. The rear, I'm a bit worried it's going to be too low, but put the wheels on and we'll see how low it is. Are you as lost as I am? This is a triple SL. This is the lowest spring for an IRS VR VS Commodore. I have driven it around the block. It is settled. That's as low as it's getting. Very, very confused. But I'm going to remeasure it because it was 660 before. It is now 640. So 20 mil. That makes no sense whatsoever. That cannot be the height this is supposed to be. So I've spoken to the place that I got the springs from, and he said, yeah, it should be pretty much on its ass. So I'm gonna whip them back out. We double check part numbers, double check the car, make sure everything matches. And he said, yep, they're the lowest rear spring for that car. So as I said, I'm gonna whip them back out quickly. And he's got another set on the shelf. We're gonna compare them and put another set in. And I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I've seen VR VS's, you know, on their asses in the back, so I don't know what's going on here. Has anyone else had this issue before? I'm dumbfounded. Alright, so there's 3 tips I've thought of for doing the front of these. And 1, always take the ABS sensor out before dropping the knuckle down, because you can tear the wiring. 2, make sure you twist the brake line 90 degrees and then pop it out of the strut, because it has a certain spot where it'll just pop out. Or if you just bash it out, you'll snap the plastic retainer, which is what I did on the VN, because I didn't know. I thought you just bash them out. And 3, undo the damn sway bar links first before anything else, because you can't get the strut out. So you can see again, factory HSV Munro, says HSV there with the part number. And that's it. They look pretty good actually, they're not leaking, anything like that. So hopefully these can go to a new home. Someone may be restoring one back to stock that wants the factory numbered struts. So these will be up for sale soon. And I'll quickly whip this side out and put the new struts together. So same process as what I did on the VN and the VL. Give it a nice lick of body deadener under here, clean everything, pull guard liners. That is what was in here. So glad I pulled the guard liners out. Guard liners in question before and after. Obviously the top one is before. And here's everything to go in the front. I'm gonna go to our mate's shop because I need a vise and a rattle gun, which I don't have either. So we've got our springs, shocks, the old assemblies because I need the tops, some brand new genuine strut top mounts. Can't get these apart, which is why I'm going for some help. This is just going from bad to worse, I'll tell ya. God damn it. As you saw, this was an absolute bloody nightmare just because the top of one of them snapped off the 10mm where you hold the shaft. So we ended up having to clamp the shaft, rattle gun the top, and it came off. But this shock was stuffed anyway, as you can see. She's gone. Doesn't even come back by itself. So that shock was gone. So I don't know if it's still useful to anyone, these front ones. The rear ones are good, but front assembly's all back together. So new bump stops, new springs, new strut top bearings and mounts, new shocks, etc, etc. Put it all back together. And that is the finished product. The insides didn't come up as good as the outsides, but that's to be as expected as it cops all the stonage and all that shit, but it's a lot better than it was. But that is the finished product. It's all painted nice, clean the brake lines, all this stuff all new back in. And one thing I didn't know, these bolts here are actually torque to yield, so you get new nuts and bolts with the struts. So, you know, for future reference, if you're doing one of these and it doesn't come with nuts and bolts, they're actually torque to yield, so they stretch and they're one-time use. So just maybe consider that. I don't know, people that reuse them, I'd probably reuse them too, but it came with new ones, so I use the new ones. But look, going by the back, I don't have my hopes very high, but we'll see how the front sits now, and then I'm going to take the backs out again. Alright, so taking it for a quick drive around the block just to make sure everything settles, no knocking, you know, anything like that. There is a couple of knocks in the front just because I don't have the sway bar connected at the moment, which I'll explain when we drive back home, but definitely lower in the front, like very noticeable in the front. The back, look, it is lower, but like, Jesus, not as much as I thought. Like, it's pretty much a finger now, whereas before it was 3. So I'm just gonna drive around the block a little bit more, make sure everything's settled, and then we'll go back and we'll do a remeasure. But what does everyone think? That's an SSL in the front and a triple SL in the back. I don't know. Let's go measure. So now that I've taken it for a bit of a longer drive, we're now at 620 for the rear and 635. So 620, 635. This is what we've ended up with. Fronts was 640 before, 635 after, with a minus of 5mm using an SSL. And the rear, we had 660 before, 620 after, so a lowering of 40mm with a triple SL. The front, even though it only did that slight lowering, it is actually perfect. And the rear, look, I was a bit shitty at the start because I'm like, what the hell's going on? But obviously I just needed to take it for a bit of a longer drive because it's dropped 40mm now, which is decent, you know, that's something like that. So rear's sitting good, front's sitting good, I'm happy. And the reason I left out this sway bar from connecting it to the strut is because I bought a couple of other bushes. I got full front end links and D bushes as well. So I'll do those, but that's in a future episode of Mindy J. See you guys next week. Let me know what you think. Did I go too far? Not enough? Is it perfect? I'd like to hear from you guys. I think it's perfect.